So LeBron James went up to Stephen A. Smith, who was sitting courtside at the Lakers vs. Knicks game, and confronted him. We don't know what he really said. I think it's obvious that it was about the way he reports himself, and more importantly, Bronny. And from what I've seen and what I've heard, I think Stephen A. Smith is both right and wrong. And LeBron is right, but this also was a super soft move. But I do respect Bron for actually making this interaction happen face to face, because Stephen A. does like to twist narratives. It's funny because on First Take, he talked about how LeBron has his phone number but never calls, and that doesn't make any sense to say because the dude literally went face to face. I guarantee if LeBron did not do what he did last night and he called instead, then Stephen A. would go on there talking about how soft LeBron is for avoiding face to face contact. And for you guys that missed it, here is what Stephen A. had to say on air this morning about the whole thing.
That was LeBron James coming up to me, unexpectedly I might add, to confront me about making sure that I mind what I say about his son. Can't repeat the words because they ain't suited for FCC airwaves. That's what he was doing. I thought long and hard about this over the last few hours. If we were in a different environment, because I was not going to engage in a confrontation at that particular moment in that setting. But if we had had that conversation, I would have said to LeBron James, I never would speak negatively about your son. I was talking about you. For the record, his agent and friend, Rich Paul, has my number. Maverick Carter, who works under him, has my number. LeBron James knows how to get in contact with me if he wanted to. He never called, because had he called and wanted to talk to me, I would have accepted that call. Had he wanted to see me, I would have flown out and I would have seen him and I would have had a conversation man to man. But that is not what he elected to do. Instead, he elected to confront me while I was sitting courtside, talking to me about questioning him as a father. Come on, y'all. I mean, it's got to a point where this LeBron sensitivity is just beyond the pale. You call him the second best player in the history of the game, you're insulting him because you said he's not the GOAT.
For LeBron, this is just a lose-lose situation, but I think this is something Bron should have just stayed out of. I mean, who am I to tell him what to do? But really all LeBron has had to do this whole time is just not give in to what the media says and just focus on himself. I know it's hard to do, especially being the face of the league and really being the most popular athlete in American history, but honestly, whenever Stephen A. Smith talks about Bronny, we all know he sounds like a clown in doing so. Bronny is my age. He still should be developing in college. Nobody expected him to be great this year, so when Stephen A. goes off saying all these hot takes and a bunch of different things, if you're LeBron, you gotta just laugh it off and ignore it. Because LeBron is sensitive and does lash out on these things, and that is why the narrative that he is soft came about. But still, I get it. When you talk about someone's family, especially a son, you're always going to want to defend your son. And sometimes Stephen A. can be annoying and can be a clown show with some of his takes, and I hate the way that he is so passive aggressive. Like when he said he calls LeBron James the second best player on the planet and expects it to not be insulting. Like, why do you have to say second? If you don't want to call him the GOAT, which he is, just call him one of the greatest ever. It's so passive aggressive, and that is why if I was in LeBron's shoes, I'd probably be super annoyed as well, because it is just stupid. I don't understand why Stephen A. does that. Really, the whole situation is just stupid. It's something that did not need to happen, but hey, I guess it created some content for First Take, so I'm sure ESPN appreciates it. And LeBron is one of the best ever at staying in front of the camera and being at the center of attention. Some people hate him for it, but he definitely stays relevant. There's no doubt about that. I'm definitely curious to hear what you guys think about this in the comments below. That's really all I have to say. Until next time, I will see you all later.